able to heal yourself.
Yes.
So, Mommy Moon, Sasha, Kamathia, Sheena, Jessica, Mello, everybody here, Kim, I ain't missing nobody, am I? Celeste, Angeles, all of y'all, everything that we bring to the table, when you reflect on it, it's as a result of something that you've experienced. Your medicine is that you offer to the collective is the result of something that you've healed through yourself. So to answer that question or add to their answers to that question is you have to have done your healing and healed yourself, and then you share with the collective those things that have proven to work for you. But with the understanding that what worked for you may not work for them.
Yep.
So don't try to force your medicine on people. Just make it available to those who are open to it. So I just wanted to add that to the conversation as well, because when Mello gave her answer, it was basically like, I healed myself with these things, and so I know that they work. And the divine certified me, and I don't need anybody.
Yeah, what
my bad.
What I said was the Most High ordained me, and she wanted to know where did I get my certification from, and who said I could do what. The Most High did. So if anybody has an issue, you can take it up with the Most High.
I want to say that them was your exact words.
and I think as a clinician, I have to say that don't let nobody play in your face. Just because you didn't go to school, quote unquote. Because at the end of the day, we all in school.
Right.
We are all in school. Just because you made the choice to go sit down and read and take tests to have your knowledge acknowledged by the powers that be does not make you more qualified than somebody who got their knowledge and their skill from the divine. Because at the end of the day, your knowledge and your skill still comes from the divine, because he was the one, well, she mother and father, they were the ones who gave you the skill to be able to retain that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? In my field, what I'm finding now is, it's like when you switch teams, you know what I'm saying, in the NBA. Now I'm playing against my own home team, and they don't like that shit. And I'm cool with it, you know what I'm saying? But I also always let people know, again, don't let them play in your face. Don't let them discourage you. Don't let them, turn you. If you know that you know all the way deep down in your Noah, don't let them play
all that. So as a social worker, we are trained. So if a client is in front of us crying, just straight face, no emotion, can't give nobody a tissue. But I was like, that is wow. Like I was always like, I'm a very inquisitive person. It's like, but who started this? I understand like not hugging, touching, yes, but if somebody's having a breakthrough, you can't give them a piece of tissue. So recently I went to DC to do some advocate work for Social Work Month in March, and they asked that question. We all raised our hand. I have been in the field for 15 years, and I've been criticized. If you're in front of me, I'm going to give you a tissue. If you need a moment, take your time, because that's what's wrong, rushing people, not listening to people. When you actually listen, people will tell you who they are. You see character. You really do. Because I call them credential whores, people that use their credentials. And my advice as a therapist, when you are looking for a therapist that you are connected to, honor who you are. So if you meet with somebody, y'all just don't line, that is fine. That's just part of the process. But know who you are first, and not to just force yourself with who's available. That doesn't work for everybody. And that's a short fix as well. But I get criticized, and I still hear that now. I have a few social work students that's starting out. They say the same thing. People criticize me or say that I'm too understanding for allowing my client to take the time. No, that means that you're going to be a great clinician because you're personable. People go to people, word of mouth, how you treat others. Live by, I grew up, you treat the CEO to the janitor as the same person. That's integrity. Just following those principles, the universe will always give you what you need to stay true to you and what you actually want. Is there any questions, any thoughts? Yes, ma'am. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I hear part of it. Oh, I love this. So she's basically made a comment about, one thing about the intuition, you can tell when somebody's fake. One thing about an imposter, they can't keep up that facade for very long. Like, they'll start to slip, they'll say one thing, but when you start, always seek clarity. Anxiety or any form of mental health needs clarity. So if somebody says something, make a comment, ask a question. That's a boundary. That's self-respect. You want to understand where that other person is coming from, because if not, the mind can spiral. And it may be something, it may not be something. But if something feels off, seek clarity. If that person gets offended, when somebody can't look you in the eye, they lying. They lying. They lying. One of my favorite sayings, people be peopling. Your life be lifing, but keep chugging along. But very, very good comment. Any other thoughts or questions?
I'm glad she brought that up, because I was thinking about that, but more so from the healer, practitioner, spiritual space, because I feel like this essence of spirituality that is kind of dormant in our DNA has become something that's very trendy and popularized over the last few years. What they call, I don't know, witchcraft, the TikTok, new age spirituality. Yeah, what the fuck is that? I don't know. But I like to call them like the TikTok witches, like that sector. I think people who have like curiosities about spirituality and they're just like trying to get a better understanding, and they don't really know where to turn or who to turn when it comes to like a authentic healer practitioner, because they see all this stuff on social media, on TikTok, and people Googling spells, and they think it's all the same. And it's like, I'm here to tell you what them girls on the TikTok witches doing, what I'm doing is not the same. And I can say that for a lot of other healer practitioners that were ordained by the Most High and not by Google. Y'all heard that? Oh, I love y'all. So Mello, when did you awaken to a sense of self and conviction to help grow to who you are today? So I would say the journey started 12th grade year. It was just like this shockwave hit me, and I said, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Everything's a lie. Oh my God. And I'm about to be 18, which means I'm about to be a legal adult. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to just shave off my head, shave off my hair, and and like, that's literally when it started. Like, I would say my lifestyle was half sheltered and half like, she gonna get out the house and she gonna figure out how to get into some trouble, which is why I was half sheltered. So once I became 18 and shit literally hit the fan, and they were like, okay, you have to get out of the house or go to school. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to school, even though I don't want to. And I was kind of like pushed out there. That's when like this new world opened up to me. So I'm 18 and I'm at college now, and I'm around all these new different people. And I was just like, oh my God, I was not prepared for this. But Spirit said, it's all right, because we got you. And I would say like life opened up for me in college. But I would say shit really got real 2021 after a few near-death experiences. Like, shit always get real after a near-death experience. But specifically at the end of 2021, I actually died. And then I came back. So that, I feel like, was the big shebang, where Spirit was like, okay, Tyranny, that's my government name. Okay, Tyranny, what are you going to do now? Because I saved you, and I saved you for a reason, and I need you to listen to this calling, and you haven't been listening, and that's why what happened to you happened. At least that's what I received, because I was in months of recovery, and I had no choice but to be in the house and just think and think and think and then crash and burn and think and try to rebuild myself for months after being hit by a drunk driver. And so I would say after that I would say after dying and coming back and my life literally being flipped upside down, I was like, okay, I guess I'll listen. And once I started to listen, things started to slowly fall into place. So I was able to literally look at myself. I told my demons, come on in, let's join the party. I mean, because that was already there, especially after literally dying and coming back. Like, my demons were there. I had some ego deaths of dark night of the souls, where I feel like my actual demons literally personified themselves, and I heard them talking to me, and they were like taunting me, and I just was like, I don't know what is going on, but I know I have to make some type of change, and I know that there's a lot of shit that I have to address and identify within myself in order for these demons to stop terrorizing me. And so, yeah, months of being in the house, months of being forced to literally look at myself in the mirror and pick myself apart and slowly, like, rebuild myself, literal piece by piece. And then everything was stripped away from me, so then I had to answer, who am I? Because before that point, I was everything I was attached to. I was somebody's daughter, I was their friend, I was a waitress. But now I have nothing. I have no car, I have no job, I have no money, I don't have shit. I didn't even have family to even depend on in that moment. And so Spirit said, who are you now? And I had to dig. And I had to figure it out, and I had to say, who am I? And then I had to find the value and worth in myself that wasn't attached to money and materialistic things. And so it was just one thing after the next, and then it was the relationships, then it was men. Who are you without these men, without the attention of men, with decentering men from your life? And so, yeah, it's still a journey. I'm grateful to say I am further along right now, and through those months of picking myself apart, I have grown to be a better woman. But like I said, it's ongoing, and I'm in this bitch, so.
I love that, and I'm glad you survived, and that you stopped fighting. Because had you not stopped fighting, you wouldn't have been where we met, and we wouldn't have had all the good kikis that we've had, and we wouldn't be here. So I'm glad you stopped fighting, because it's all connected, right?